Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're having a great week. So I do think we are taking good steps forward, specifically this week, on paying attention to a reversal. If we look at this over here, we are starting to get a nice pin bar candle. And for me, this is a good candle. This is one that I'm really getting to a point of paying attention for a strong reversal. Now, you all know I'm getting ready for a push up to 80,000. But the exciting part is we do have altcoins wanting to join this party. Now, not only are we looking at a Bitcoin recovery or a push to the upside, this is a good sign that if we start closing below this trend over here on the Bitcoin dominance, there's a very good chance, specifically in March. Everything is showing that March can be a really strong bull month. I think we deserve one. It's been many, many, many red months. And this closing below here can give us a good sign of the Bitcoin dominance coming down to the mid 50%, which means that if we are looking for a 30% move in Bitcoin or 20-30% move in Bitcoin, we could be seeing up to a 50% move in the altcoins. Now, the important part is what categories are we paying attention to? Now, we do have the blue chips, and I want to speak around the Solanas and the SUIs and all of these setups to make sure we know how big this move is and when is it really going to start moving, right? What are the key components we are paying attention to? But the next thing is to pay attention to a category that's basically taken over the world right now. Right, and this is AI. Everything is just moving fast and fast and fast into the AI space. So we need to pay attention to what are really good AI tokens to be accumulating right now at these specific areas. Reason being is every time we see a rally, and let's say we see an altcoin rally, there's always one or two narratives that just completely outperform. And right now, for me, AI makes the most sense to really pay attention to. So I want to go through tons of setups. We do have weekly closing coming. I want to speak about that. And I want to show you guys a couple of AI tokens that I am personally accumulating. So guys, happy Friday to you all. I missed you. It's been 24 hours. No more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗶𝗃. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Brand channel, hit the subscribe button and like the video up. We need the bulls to step in. Come on. Okay, so again, just quickly, high time frame. I want to go through a couple of things. So the important thing here is paying attention to the Bitcoin dominance, right? We have had multiple months of red side. We've had obviously altcoins getting quite damaged to the downside. Some really good altcoins are just sitting at, I would say, life-changing entries, right? The question is, how much can we obviously buy at these zones? Nonetheless, there is massive opportunities, right? But the big thing we've noticed specifically over the last 4 weeks is that altcoins are starting to strengthen up. We are now sitting on our 4th week of the Bitcoin dominance showing red candles, which means that, yes, we're getting a little bit of a Bitcoin catch-up, may we say, but overall, on higher time frame, we should have a nice couple of weeks to couple of months of altcoin strength. Now, we're seeing strength on downside. This is telling us we'll also see strength on upside. And it is giving us an indication that we could see in this next month, we could see this Bitcoin dominance actually dropping down to these areas over here. Okay, so March is kind of giving us signs of a little bit of a recovery and some greenness, right? And we need to take advantage of this greenness and the opportunities, not thinking too far ahead, but thinking about what the market's offering and how we can really capitalize and make money back, if not make profits in these times over here. So the Bitcoin dominance is giving us signs to say, hey, yes, altcoins are getting smashed, but don't ignore them, right? Blue chips, again, I still believe that blue chips in every single category is the way to go, right? 2-3 blue chips in each category. May it be the AI space, maybe the smart chain space, maybe any of these different categories we got. Gaming's been quite terrible over the last 2-3 years. Me personally, I'll still be accumulating a little bit of gaming. Memes, any of these type of things, right? But the big thing here is for me that let's not forget about them, right? Because if we have the move, and the move I'm speaking about is the Bitcoin move of this over the next 2-3 weeks to the upside. Remember, we have a resistance at 80,000. If we smash that resistance, we can be going back to the mid 80s to the 90,000, right? It's very likely at any point it's going to be a fast move. It'll probably be 1 or 2 weeks. We already saw it 2 days back where all of a sudden we see a double-digit green day that comes out of play. We're looking for a double-digit green week, right? A little bit of a higher time frame candle. A little bit of gains we saw this week was just these cute little moves here on the weekly. We're looking for a higher time frame move. And this trend is indicating that at any point now, we're probably going to have a fast, aggressive move. Then after that, we are probably looking at a little bit more downside. And probably Q2, we might be actually having a real rally back up to the tops again, right? Or at least the mid-range of where we're at. Okay, so again, things are kind of calling up that I'm now kind of slowing down on shorts, and I'm kind of really preparing my mind for longs, right? Because look how fast the market catches everyone off of guard 3-4 days ago, where it just goes bullish. And the thing is, though, it doesn't stop, right? You just see this big candle, and you're like, where do I buy? Where do I buy? I'm going to wait for a retest. I'm going to wait for a retest. And it just doesn't retest. It just goes, which means we need to fish in this area over here before that comes through. Now, I want to speak about a couple of high time frame things we need to pay attention to, right? The first thing is always paying attention to RSI, right? Kind of being at the bottom. You can see over here, we're at the bottom again, right? This is always a first sign to pay attention. Is the market oversold on the weekly? The second thing is to pay attention for the higher high or the lower low, right? These are very strong reversals. So this is kind of very much looking quite similar to this range that we see over here. All right, now again, different markets. Here we're ranging, okay? Here we're trending to the downside. But if you have a look at the actual reversal, this is the sign we are looking for. We're looking for a nice higher low, okay, and RSIs at the bottom. And the last thing we're obviously looking for is a nice trend break, and that's that trend over there. Okay, and when that comes through, you tend to see a very fast liquidity move to the upside. As we are losing levels week by week, bears are moving down. And what that means is if we look at a couple of weeks back, okay, all the way back to August last year, this is where the bulls were holding and they lost the fight. And therefore, when any price went up, you could see bears were holding this level. Then we lost this level. Okay, and that's where the bears were holding. Then we lost this level, right? Price dropped below that, right? Now the bears are at this level. So you got to understand that the walls move down, okay? The shorters move down. As we get to the next level, they're shorting again, which means at any point now, we are sitting with liquidity here. This is where bears are holding control. And the next area of where they want to hold control will be all the way up here. And that's that squeeze that we are speaking about, right? Now, also, as we go back down to the previous trending markets, because it's important to match that this is definitely a trending move to the downside. It's not a range, okay, is the higher low perspectives. So again, the big thing here is we're about to go through a couple of things over the next few weeks, few months. The first one is fake push up, depression zone, breakouts a little bit later in the year. All right, that is the major play. And if that's so, it's very much kind of giving us the idea that we are in this area here. And same thing there. We dropped, we had the higher low. Remember, this is the weekly, so this took 3, 4, 5 weeks to play out, and then we had the push to the upside, right? And that was a move from Bitcoin from 19,000 all the way to 27,000. Then are we going to go into this kind of phase? If we go into this kind of phase, we're paying attention to the same thing. You can see that all of these pumps, a lot of them started off with higher lows. Here's a low over here, and then all of a sudden, higher low over here, we start to rally up, right? Over here, same thing. We have the low, higher low, we start to rally up. Okay, so we're getting those major signs of where we're at. We will know in a couple of weeks of how is this the back to all-time high reversal, or is this a push to the upside, and then we're coming down again. Nonetheless, opportunity to the upside. And again, that brings us to the total 3 chart, which I want to show you here, right? Which is also showing a good amount of reversal strength. And the big thing here was altcoins lost this trend a few weeks back, and it's very likely at some point we are going to go retest. So just giving an idea, we're probably looking at about 150 billion being added to the altcoin market on these plays here. Now, let's speak about a couple of opportunities. Again, blue chips for me is a no-brainer. Right, if you look at where we are now, but these are a lot of some of the older charts. I lost my one setup this morning. Okay, but if you look here at ETH, right? Nonetheless, high time frame, one of the best places to accumulate ETH, specifically over the last few years, has been this area of the mid-thousands to the $2,000 mark. Right? Again, we look at the opportunity here. I see something like this, and something like this over the next couple of weeks. So we might not actually come down to these lows again. Because if we push up and hit that bear wall and we make a higher low after that, we're pushing up again. Right? So for me, good opportunities obviously on ETH. When it comes to the Solanas and the 𝗬𝗎, same thing. Right? Look at Sol. We lost this big support. That was that box I just had there now, which means the bears are holding here. And you could see that that's anywhere up to $120. right? That for me is where price is getting ready to go. But the same thing with Sol, right? Sol, we are sitting on a big weekly Fibonacci, and I want to show you guys this because 786s are big, big, big areas to pay attention to. Boom. Look exactly where we are right now, right? Really, really, really good zone. So again, your Sols, your Suis, these tokens for me is a perfect opportunity to be opening up bots. So again, I have the Solana bots going, I have the AVAX bots going, I have hyper-liquid bots. This one's doing really good right now. I've got the Sui bots, right? More Solana bots, got the ETH bots, I've got all these different players coming in. Now let's speak about the next tokens or categories that I really want to pay attention to. Is the AI tokens. So a couple of ones to pay attention to. The first one I want to speak about is Near Protocol. Near Protocol is back to lows of where we were in 2020. We then reached these lows in 2023, and now we are back, right? Not only is Near in the AI space, they're big in the AI space. And we have to pay attention that that is where a lot of the world is going. And if altcoins that are fully going into these type of narratives, for me, really have strong potentials. Now, this is not a token that I need to think about all-time highs. This is a token that I can think about gains, right? Something that I can get now, again, over the next couple of months, make a ridiculous amount of money. And if I look at these entries here, it's quite obvious at some point we are going to push up to this zone over here, which is up to 300% of where we are now. And I would definitely not be surprised if we hit these highs over here, which is up to 700% from where we are now. Okay, so here, a lot of opportunity to the upside. And again, if tokens have been through bear markets, right, and they've survived 1 or 2 cycles, I like these type of tokens. I don't like new tokens that just come into the market and they're the most bullish thing ever. They still got to go through the bears. They still got to go through, their community has to go through the hard times. Do they hold in the hard times? Do they stay in the hard time? Do the team keep building in the hard times, right? So this token has been around for a while. Now let's speak about when it is ready to pop, right, which is important. And you got to pay attention to this trend that we are forming right now. So again, the first thing we are doing is a descending wedge, but you can clearly see what I'm seeing right now. That's why for me, the urgency today of launching a bot, of launching some spot trades, and even a 2x leverage position that I am building here. And I'm putting a stop loss under this low, which is around the 94 cents mark. But this for me is showing massive opportunity. So Near is one of the first ones. The next one is Filecoin. Yes, in storage, okay, but part of the AI narrative. So again, this token, massive, massive, massive lows, right? But do not forget accumulation, right? Accumulation is a big thing. And I even want to see here on Zcash. Do you see what accumulation means? So Zcash was the perfect, oh, can you put my laptop on charge? The charge is out there, you just pop it in there, okay? But I want to show you this when we see accumulation, because I think people don't they underestimate the power of accumulation. This token sat all the way from 2022 all the way to the areas of 2025, up to 3 years of accumulation. And what accumulation means, especially, okay, if they've been working hard, building hard, doing things in the right time, is they get rewarded in a very fast pace when it gets out of accumulation. And you could see that as fast as we go, or as long as we go sideways, is as fast as we go up in a very short period of time, right? So look at this over here. Accumulation, breaking the top of the range, massive results. So taking you back to the Filecoin, Filecoin's been around for a long time, okay? But do not underestimate or see the accumulation phase that we're at. Now, does this mean, oh, I got $10,000 in my portfolio, I'm going to put 8,000 in this? No. But am I going to put $500? Yes. Right? Am I going to maybe put 1,000? Maybe yes. Right? So for me, big opportunities to pay attention to here. And at any point, there can be a rally to this zone, which is 1,000% away, right? 10x, right? And if it does anywhere near, obviously, what Zcash has done, guys, this could easily be a 20, 30, 40x in the future. Okay, but nonetheless, I'm happy with a couple X, which is amazing. So let's again zoom in here and look at what is happening right now. Is there buys right now? And you could see that as we are pushing to the downside, you can see the key trends that we are breaking. First, daily higher highs that we've seen in a while, okay? And there's a big short squeeze at any point for a push up. So again, if Bitcoin goes to 80,000, don't be surprised if this goes to $2, $3, right? So big opportunity sitting in front of your eyes right now. Again, couple options: spot buys, long-term buys, bots, right? So to give you guys indication between NEAR, FILE, and the other tokens I'm about to show you, we are going to be launching bots, right? So links below in the description if you want to see the bots that we have launched. Just before I jump into the next AI coins, remember, great deals on 𝗬𝗏𝗡 right now. I am trading a challenge next week. Once we are done this challenge, I am going to be doing a nice challenge on 𝗬𝗏𝗡, right? We want to take 1,000, try to turn it. We'll do a vote, right? Do we go 1,000 to 3,000? Do we go 1,000 to 5,000? What are we going to do together? But I am going to be doing a big part of it on 𝗬𝗏𝗡. So if you want to sign up, there's a bunch of bonuses. All links below in the description to show you guys. There's a 𝗬𝗏𝗡 over here. Great sign-up bonuses. Okay, so over there, if you're looking for exchange, amazing. Remember, guys, to follow me on 𝗦𝗶 Trading. I'm doing a challenge at the moment. I'm taking a couple hundred people to pass a funded account. And when that's done, we are going full blast live trading. We've been on it. We're doing it. Channel's starting to grow amazingly. Make sure you are following me over there. Okay, back. So again, Filecoin looking amazing. Now let's talk about 𝗨. Right, 𝗨 is another token in the AI space, right to the bottom of the ranges. Great project. Okay, back to the major lows. Okay, so again, this token for me can easily be a push up at any point to the $500, $600 mark. So for me, a nice 2-3x. This token has not even had the chance to go into all-time highs, right? But in the perfect narrative and space that we are looking for. So again, we zoom in here, we look at the opportunities, okay? And you can see if we take the full trend from the top, you can see where we are right now. Popping our head through, just reminding us again, do you want this token or not? If you wanted it, this is where you need to do something. If not, again, you don't have to. But the important thing here is these specials ain't going to stay here forever. Now, a token that's showing some strength already today, and specifically this week, and that's breaking trend right now, is Virtuals. Also in the AI space. Also back to the range lows. This token has been at $5 before. And you can see that as we start getting ready to push up, any push up to 80, 90,000 in Bitcoin can end up being a 2.1 to 2.2. So this could be anywhere of up to 100 to 200% on of gains of where we are entering right now. I'll drop the camera for a second, and I do want to remind you, yes, we've been through war and all those things, but there are incredible opportunities in the market right now. Incredible. Specifically long-term, like little bits of money can go very far on these areas over here. Right? So again, if you're loving crypto and you're loving altcoins and you still believe, there's a lot to be done in these areas. Then another chart that I want to show. What did I just buy? I just bought something. Oh, I opened up another bot. Amazing. Another chart that I want to show you guys as well is the USDT dominance. Okay, so if we look at this, it's looking kind of bullish. Okay, but we need to pay attention to the tons of turbulence we are going through here. So it's very likely something like this. If it wants to go bullish, it will first drop and then go. And again, this is people going into the dollar. So that means if we're seeing a drop here, it means we're seeing a pump. And if we don't get through certain areas, yes, we've got to be careful for new major lows. Now, let's get to the shorter time frame of the show. Yesterday, we had a drop in Bitcoin. I think we're going to go a little bit lower before we go up into the weekly close. So this is giving me views now over the next 2-3 days, okay, specifically over the weekend, that I see a drop to the areas anywhere between 65 and 66, and then I'm seeing a bounce from there. It's quite easy to navigate these moves. On this high, put this trend in. There's two zones, 66,300. The other one is 66,500 or 400, okay? But the trend break will be the execution point. So that means in the next 12 hours to 24 hours, there are trades ready to pop, okay? And if we look at the Bitcoin dominance, you can see how altcoins are looking nice and strong. Okay, pay attention to where we're at. So again, ETH broke out, coming to retest, put in the top trend line. Boom. Telling you anywhere in the next 12, 14 hours, get ready for a break of trend. That is going to be execution. I'm going to be trading a lot as that happens over there. Right, if we look at the sols, that's it. See a drop down in Solana to these areas, then a push to the upside. 𝗬𝗏, right, same thing. Push to the lows here, then a push up. Again, this is the triggers. The trend lines will be the major triggers. Okay, guys, so lots of opportunities. It's been a good week. We're starting to see a little bit of life. When the next major move happens, let's capture it, let's be part of it, and let's build our way back and make 2026 a massive success. Lots of love, and I'll see you guys all on Monday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.